Please put our health and our safety first.
Our health is the most important thing right now.
We need to prioritize student and family safety above all else.
We've heard plenty on plans to return to school from health experts, parents, educators, even the government. But what about the students themselves?
I would advise all of the school districts to listen to their students and listen to their families and listen to their teachers, because the answers lie in us, truthfully.
In this case at TV Extra, we talked to a group of local students to get their take on the fate of their learning this fall.
Although I've already graduated from the district and it's kind of not my personal problem, it still is, because I have siblings that are going to be going. It's just generally scary.
Hi, my name is Bella. I also graduated this year from the Young Ones Leadership Academy, and I will be attending Mills College in the fall.
Coronavirus has thrown plenty of wrenches into Bella Garcia's plans. Graduating from the Young Women's Leadership Academy in 2020 wasn't much like she imagined. Now she's headed to college in California and will likely be learning solely from her dorm room.
Me being in California is literally safer than my siblings going back to school for the fall. If funding was actually there, maybe possibly they could entertain the idea of going back.
For the past year, she's helped make sure student voices are heard through the SAISD Student Coalition.
I guess our birthplace was the Student Bill of Rights that did get passed in our district. We felt that it had little to no student voice on it. And we realized this doesn't reflect what we want at all. So we decided to start organizing around that. And that's kind of where we started. So we're still organizing around amending our own rights and hopefully getting more inclusivity and things that reflect what students actually want and need in schools.
The group has weighed in on issues like nutrition and funding, and now some of the district's biggest concerns, like access to technology and student safety.
By a show of hands, who feels safe to return to school, to the classroom in the fall?
San Antonio Independent School District serves about 49,000 students and was the first to announce that its 90-plus campuses will start the first 3 weeks of the school year online.
It's a different learning style, learning online than in person. And I know that personally that I learn better when it's in person, but I was able to be successful in online learning. So it's not ideal, but it's definitely the safest option at the moment.
I just think it's too much of a risk for me because my mother, she is a nurse.
I'm definitely concerned about my parents because my mom has respiratory issues. And so bringing that home, and then also I go take care of my grandparents a lot. And so taking that to them, that's really scary to think about.
I also live close to my grandparents. They live right next to me. And so there's a lot of travel between our houses. And I'm also just afraid of them contracting it as well. And I don't want to put them in that situation because they both also have health risks.
While these students believe learning from home is the safest option for most, they also realize that's not always the case.
I am very scared for the low-income students that are going to be impacted by the virus.
90% of families within SAISD are low income, which has shined light on multiple issues during the pandemic.
I feel that some students may feel that they are forced to go back into face-to-face school because they depend on school for whatever activities or for food.
Home isn't always a safe space for a lot of people. And when you don't have a way to escape that can lead to some really serious mental health issues. Also just having counselors at school. When we switched to online, no one knew how to contact counselors or anything. We didn't have that resource at all. It was just taken away from us. School for a lot of people is the safe space. And when you take that away, that is really detrimental.
Another concern is the students who have had to work through this pandemic to provide for their family if parents have had to become unemployed. So would they have to decide between school or also helping to support their family?
I've been kind of having to work my butt off to make sure that I can get another computer for college so I can give my brother the one I'm calling you on right now. Because my brother didn't have a device for his learning.
For SAISD, the biggest issue throughout this transition has been combating the digital divide. When schools closed in March, the district had to purchase 30,000 devices in order to conduct remote learning.
Our district is a low-income district, and technology is a big struggle for us as a district. I do recognize that issue, and that's super unfortunate that some districts, you do see a digital disparity between districts like the North Side. They have that equipment to be able to give out to students, but districts like Edgewood and SAISD truly do struggle to give those things out to their students.
According to the SAISD Foundation, 60% of students in the district did not have access to internet hotspots when remote learning began.
Our district was actually doing a really good job about getting devices out to students, getting hotspots. It was great, but then right now they recalled all of those, and so they all the students have had to turn them in, or there was damage, they had to pay for it, and then having to pay for that was already hard when you couldn't even afford the device in the first place.
But even when school is out of session, these students say technology is crucial to their future.
For me, this is a really important summer to build my resume, and I'm in multiple internships and online camps. And if you don't have the technology for that, then you're put way behind in terms of experience, and that's not fair to low-income students.
For now, the plan is for in-person learning to resume after Labor Day, and 31% of parents say they'd prefer to send their students back to campus. While there is lots for parents to consider, these students want to make sure their voices are heard.
Students, educators, teachers, parents, we need to be in these conversations. We are going to be the people affected. Don't make decisions for us, make decisions with us.
And all I have to say is, yes, ma'am, everything that Mel said. I mean, like I said, nothing for the students without the students, but nothing for the teachers without the teachers, nothing for the families without the families. It's just the truth.
Hey, if you liked what you just saw, get more local news and original programming by downloading the KSAT TV app on your streaming device, your smart TV, or even your phone. The KSAT TV app. Download it for free and get local.